Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some really fun spring projects that give you all the feels and make you prep for spring a little bit. Spring is definitely one of my favorite times to get to crafting. I just feel so motivated for spring after having a long winter. So these are really cool projects. And then getting a jump start to make them a little bit early while it's still cool outside is perfect. And then when it warms up, you can go put all of these out at once and they will just look so beautiful. Make sure you leave me a big thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed if you like DIYing and crafting. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I was just inside Dollar Tree and they had a ton of these little wooden wedding signs again. And I have used these before. I made a little fence for fall and I had to put it up after fall, obviously, but I was missing it. So I thought it would be fun to try to make a spring version. I also thought it would be really cool to make kind of like a more plain version that I could display and actually use like for some height in the background of my decor. But to make this, I ended up picking up 4 of the little wedding signs. I peeled the stands off the back and then placed them in a row and putting them together with some paint sticks. These are the jumbo paint sticks from Walmart. You get like 3 in a pack for just over $1. I cut them down with my saw and miter box, which is hands down one of my favorite things to be using right now. I've owned this for years. I just recently picked up a new one, so it'll be all pretty for filming, but I highly recommend having one of these because I love working on these small wood projects. So I got these all glued together. I recommend using some type of wood glue if you have longer. I'm just putting this together with hot glue. And then I wanted mine to kind of look rustic, so I go ahead and give it a coat of the dark gray elephant color chalk paint, and then I'll be going over it with some white. I do end up covering most of this with white, but that gray is going to give it that tiny bit of contrast that you can see versus if I would have just left it white. And I am in love with like the boho farmhouse look, so I'm trying to add in greenery and like lots of textures to all of my projects. I just didn't want to hot glue this entire piece down because I thought I later might pull it off, so I decided to just glue it to itself and then just put a little dot of hot glue behind it. And then I could not believe it, I found this gorgeous wood hello word from Dollar Tree and I was able to just set it on the fence and it's set there so that I'll be able to remove it if I want to, and you'll see later on in the beauty shots me displaying it just plain. But I love how this turned out. It's too cute and inexpensive to make this gorgeous fence for spring. Next up, I wanted to create a cute little planner box with the birdhouses kind of sticking up above it. I have seen like a ton of planners with birdhouses online, but I wanted to make something that fit more into my boho farmhouse style. So once again, using hands down my favorite stain that I recently picked up. This is in the Rust-Oleum flagstone and I just love it so much. It gives me once again like that boho farmhouse look. I am loving this light colored wood that doesn't have any orange undertones, but it's just really pretty and more of like a soft wood color, which goes perfect with all of my other decor. I ended up just staining the roof and then around the bottom and then painting the sides of the birdhouse white. And then I'm also going to stain the wooden box at the bottom. I am loving staining all of Dollar Tree's Crafters square pieces. They just turn out so beautiful and look really high end, and I feel like it's a lot easier than having to paint everything, especially whenever paint takes a few layers and then you can't touch it at all or it messes up the paint. I end up just adding greenery into the bottom box, but if you wanted some colorful spring colors, you definitely could add in some spring floral. Dollar Tree has some gorgeous faux flowers out right now that are actually really nice quality and like have a really soft texture to them, so they don't really feel like hard plastic. To get these birdhouses to stand up, you could use the Dollar Tree plunger handle, like I was cutting those down in the last video that I made. I'll link that down below. But for this, I'm actually using a dowel rod from Hobby Lobby. They have these really big ones for like $1.50, so super inexpensive. Walmart also has a ton of really large dowel rods. I stuck them down in the floral foam. I did have to scoot them over, but that actually worked out perfect. It made little holes that I could stick the greenery down in. Hot glued these to the top, and then I was able to decorate the little box at the bottom. I am in love with this piece. I feel like, once again, it looks so high-end and beautiful. Definitely something that it looks like you would have purchased from the store, but we got to make for just a few bucks using Dollar Tree items. I have a few of these vases on hand, so I was dying to use them. I am in love with all of the Studio McGee Target decor pieces, and they have a ton of like ceramic planters that kind of look like concrete, but they have like a heavy texture on the edges. So that's what I'm going for. I decided to kind of keep the style of these painted in 2 different colors, but get rid of the pattern. So for the top, I just like really layered on chalk paint. So the white paint, I just put it on there really thick, so you can see that I didn't even try to get it smooth. So that was intentional. And then for the bottom, I wanted even more of like a gray stone look. So I am mixing some old chalk paint, so it was dry anyways, with some baking soda. And this will really thicken it up. It got a little bit too thick, so I had to add in some like acrylic gray paint. It was a tad bit darker, but I feel like this turned out perfect. I just like really layered it on there very thick, and it gave it the perfect texture that I was looking for. I wanted some little tags or charms to hang off of these vases, so I was going to share with you a couple of different styles that you could do, but I actually think they turned out really pretty to style together. I have these brown like craft paper adhesive labels from Dollar Tree. They were sticky on the back, so I did just stick them together so that I could put it on this vase. And then I used some of those greenery transfers. I feel like this looks so pretty and high-end. I put this on the little tag. I was thinking about putting a word on this tag, but I felt like just the greenery added the perfect little pop of boho colors to it. I am just in love with all of these Dollar Tree like laser cut wood pieces, and I wanted to add that as the little charm, so I'm using a couple of different styles to share with you what I did different. So I added the flower to one, which is perfect for spring, but then I found a pack with these leaves in there, which I thought give the perfect boho look. I stuck some little faux greenery. These came from Walmart last year, so I'll have to look for some new greenery, but I feel like these look so high-end and beautiful. I love them so much, and they look so cute displayed on this rustic little tray. Whenever it is time for spring decorating, I always love adding more floral and fake plants into my home, real and fake both. So I thought it would be fun to create some little planters. I actually found these faux wood plastic tubs from Dollar Tree. They look like the little barrels that you purchase for like more expensive other places. So I was so shocked to get these for just $1. I decided to go ahead and keep the wood grain. Obviously, that's why I loved it so much. So I taped it off so that I could paint the top and the bottom a little bit of a lighter shade. I do have tons of like whites and lighter woods incorporated into my decor, so I'm just lightening up that black. So I decided to go with this light gray color. It's in the Steel chalk paint from Waverly Chalk Paints, and I always get asked where I purchased mine from, and I usually just pick them up at Walmart, but you can find them online sometimes. So after I got that painted, I wanted the center of this to go with the top and the bottom, so I am lightly just dry brushing that same color paint over the middle, so it just really incorporates that color all over and looks like it's kind of made to be like that. After my paint had dried, I am drilling 3 holes in it, so I'll be able to hang this up with some nautical rope. I tried to get them as even as possible because this is going to make it hang straight. And then, like I say, just taking the rope, and I ended up double knotting it and then just tacking it in place with hot glue. After lots of debating, I decided to add in some of this ribbon that Dollar Tree has. This is some of my favorite ribbon that they have out right now, so definitely pick it up if you see it. But it adds so much texture and warmth to any project, and I just love it so much. It just makes it look so beautiful. So I added that around the bottom, and then the top was just an ugly like knot using this nautical rope, so I ended up just wrapping that around there to give it a little bit more of a decorative look. And then I imagined hanging this from the ceiling or a blanket ladder, but right now, just to display this, I hung it from a little shelf, but I filled it full of tons of fake greenery that I picked up from Walmart and Dollar Tree and Target, but I feel like it is such a beautiful piece and gives me all of the boho vibes. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and let me know in the comments down below what type of video you would love to see. Obviously, I'm going to bring you a ton of more of spring and Easter decor projects, but I would love to know what else you are needing help with or some ideas or projects that you would love to see. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye. You can use them as a mirror. You're my ticket to paradise.